and it's pretty good against most of the lineup. I mean, most of the classes that ibecrafting is actually playing right now. So like warrior, mage, and you could potentially go into a mirror match. So definitely not bad playing the druid right now. And it doesn't seem like GetOutplayed is actually playing the miracle version of the druid deck, just because we do see the dark Aracona, which is not normally being played in. But we do see GetOutplayed having a really good looking hand. He can use the Wild Growth the next turn, which would put him at 4 mana for the following turn, and he can innervate the Dark Ericoa? Yeah, Ericoa. So GetOutplayed is actually thinking of what to actually do here. He actually has two kind of options. He can either innervate the Cthulhu's Chosen, or yeah, just Wild Growth is not bad as well. I definitely like the Wild Growth. It does allow you to innervate the Dark Ericoa, so it's definitely not bad. So the Frothing Berserker is being played right now. Damage effect kind of creatures like Frothing, Bloodhoof Brave, and then that swipe extra 1 damage actually helps it quite a bit. But GetOutplayed is deciding to play the Azure Drake here and wrathing it. Quite interesting. But it's definitely very efficient at the same time. You're able to draw an extra card and you're able to remove a pretty threatening creature from ibecrafting's board. Yeah, he's just thinking at the moment, but I see him highlighting. Yeah, definitely, he's definitely not lagging. So Blood Taker is being played right now, so I'm assuming the Execute is going to be played, or is he going, because he can't play anything else. Like, he can't play the Korkon, nor can he play that Rocky Weaponsmith. So he's probably gonna, okay, so he's probably gonna use double Blood Taker, but is he gonna execute it? I don't really think that's that good of a play. I think that's not as mana efficient. Yeah, so yeah, I didn't think that was mana efficient, wasting like an execute on it. Like, you could potentially use an execute on this board. I'd rather use the Korkon in the lead previous turn just to remove the Azure Drake, and then you use the Blood of Ichor onto this 4/6 right here, and you can easily just execute it for the board. But the Dark Arakoa is going to be played here. It's going to be pretty hard for ibecrafting to actually move just because it's just such a sticky kind of board. So looking pretty awkward for ibecrafting not being able to move this huge taunt. So just playing the Bloodhoof Brave, I would definitely agree with that. It does force the Druid to actually use his hero power if he wants to remove it. But as we, so that the Druid wouldn't be establishing another big creature, because potentially the Druid can actually establish either Veclor or another Dark Arakoa, so if he didn't even need to hero power. So definitely using the hero power and the creature to trade it in. So ibecrafting is at 7 mana. There's a couple things you can do. You play the Frenzy Monkey and the Rocky Weaponsmith. I definitely like this, but it doesn't really allow ibecrafting to actually remove this Dark Arakoa immediately. But he can punch it in for 2, just so the Frenzy Monkey can finish it off efficiently. But removal that you can do with the Swipe and Cthulhu's Disciple. But I definitely like displaying the Veclor here. It's actually sticky enough, and then it's really hard for the warrior to actually remove it, just because it's because the warrior has such a low amount of cards in his hand. So it's really unlikely that you'll actually have a good answer to this kind of board, especially when the Temple Ward don't really run Brawl. Especially when they don't really run Brawl, it's really hard for them to actually come back from the board like this, unless they drop down Variant on turn 10 and summon a huge bunch of minions, like strong minions, to actually bring back the board. But Swipe is being picked up right now too, but it's definitely not needed. The board is actually quite weak, and I definitely would like to use Nourish here. You're ahead on board, and you can use Nourish to actually go into drawing more cards. Like, even if you do nothing this turn, you are still ahead, so definitely Norwich is actually a really good pickup. You do have a Wrath at the moment. I would definitely like to use Wrath, but a Swipe is being used right now. So as I said before, Swipe is sort of a weird card against Warrior, just because it also deals 1 damage. It can help a lot of the creatures that the Warrior is playing at the moment. But Wrath also helps you cycle an extra card. So ibecrafting looking at a pretty bad spot at the moment, unfortunately. Yeah, so playing the Ancient One, so Very, very interesting. So Cthulhu is at 16-16, so ibecrafting is pushed into a spot that is actually very, very hard to actually come back with, just because there's just so many sticky minions.
Behold the armies of Stormwind.
Alright, we will be having another caster very, very soon, but Get Outplayed did win game number 2.